All right. What's going on, chat? Mic check, mic check. 1, 2. How's it going? Hope everyone's doing well. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Just got everything set up earlier, so we're good to go. Boop, boop, boop. First, let's catch up. Let me get this lined up, shall we? The place looks a lot less cluttered. My table over there, check it out. There's still some crap on it, but that cabinet back there, I did a bunch of organizing of all my miniatures stuff. Well, what's going on, chat? How's it going? Am I, yeah, I'm coming out of both ears. Is it? Excuse me. Just a little low. I don't know why. There we go. Let me turn this down a little. All right, chat. What's going on? I hope everyone's doing well. By the way, there's a new YouTube video out. We got the, what do you call it? Early summertime striper fly video, which is out now. Make sure to give it a watch. How's it going, Jim? How you doing? Eastern North Carolina, as always. Hell yeah. It's good to see that hasn't changed. Hopefully everything's going well. Robert McAllister, how's it going? Hello from Humboldt County, California. I'm from Oregon, though. Oh, nice. Okay. Interesting getting a spey rod to fish salmon and steelhead. I don't have a ton of experience with spey rods. Maybe some other folks in chat could help out, or in our Discord. We have a link to our Discord. But I have a custom-built Sage spey rod, which is beautiful. It's like 14.5 feet. I almost never use it because we... every once in a while, we'll take a trip to go steelhead fishing on the Salmon River, upstate New York. But what's like price range? You know what I mean? I'm sure it just depends on your price range. TFO has some great options, or you could go up to stuff like Sage. You know, or you could like Thomas and Thomas if you're going super high level. But if you're looking for like an entry level thing, I think TFO has some good Sage. I mean, TFO has some good spey rods. You know, they have switch and spey rod models. Yo, Craggroll, what's going on, dude? How's it going? I hope you're doing well, brother. All right. Yeah, we took a look at some like Chinese rods the other day, and I'm interested in trying those out. But that being said, you're always probably better off buying at least a name brand rod for at least $200-300. You know, like a TFO, a Rise, a Redington, something like that. You know what I mean? At the very least, you can get a $200 saltwater fly rod from TFO that'll last you a lifetime. All right. So we got the new summertime striper video out, and in that we were showcasing all sorts of flies for like early summertime stuff, transitioning to the flats, transitioning to shallow water fishing, maybe some bunker fishing, some squid, juvenile sand eels, spearing, things like that. But I wanted to focus on, we did some juvenile flounder, showed off some flies, and those were just all random flies we tied on stream a while back. But I'd like to try and tie some more, because that's going to be happening in probably about like a month or so, like early August. I think it's usually when we start seeing the juvenile fluke get predated on, because they get large enough. So that's I think that's what we're gonna mess around with tonight. It's just we got some Umpqua jig hooks, and we can try and do some little juvenile fluky looking things, flatfish, which if you saltwater fish anywhere on the East Coast, there's a summer flounder, aka fluke, and there's these juvenile ones. There's all sorts of fish that probably eat them. Yo, JD, what's up? And Gene, I hope it's going well. Appreciate you commenting on the video. Yeah, go check out the new summertime striper fly video. Let's get this thing set up where we like it. I forgot, as always, to do the vertical stream, which is nice because it gets more views on YouTube, or it gets more eyes on it. But without that, that means I can kind of not have to worry about the vise as much. But I do want to get it where I like it. Oh, we got this funky song. Let's skip it. Alright, I did get my AC set up as well. It's not super hot, but it's starting to heat up. I might turn it on here in a little bit. It's kind of noisy, though. We'll turn off the music, put on the noise suppression if that's the case. Not that we barely have the music. We're going to get rid of the epidemic sound here soon, so. Alright, well, let's leave this for now. So the idea is we're going to, of course I drop it the second I put it away. Classic dumbbell eye activity. I'll find that later. I got more. So the whole idea is we're flipping this hook upside down. And essentially tying a juvenile fluke or flounder fly. Now, ideally it'd be nice if this was a lawn or shank hook, but we can make it work. We need material off the back, and then we got to start building a juvenile fluke or flounder. Now, real quick. Oh, shit, I'm sorry. I just smacked the microphone. I have to replace this mic cable at some point. It's an XLR mic cable. Every time I bang into it, just freaking peaks. You know what? I think I do have a limiter. Don't I have a limiter in general? Let me just double check something real quick. Hold on. Yeah, I do have a limiter on. Let me see here. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Go down a little bit, maybe. Let me know if the audio quality changed. I'll go back to -2. But the limiter essentially is making sure that if it peaks, it doesn't peak too loud. Like if I slap my microphone cable. Okay. We're going to take a look at juvenile fluke or flounder real quick. Baby flounder, fluke. Sounds pretty good? Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure it didn't change at all. And deactivate, activate, because this stupid Elgato capture card every time. So this is what we're trying to imitate right here. A juvenile flounder. Summer flounder they call them, or a fluke. And when they get much larger, that's what people try and catch with jigs and spearing and squid strips. It's showing like liver flukes, which are like apparently something that happens in cows or something. This is what we're trying to imitate right here. Summer flounder, aka we just call them fluke up here because we also have winter flounder, which is an actual flounder. The summer flounder I think is a fluke species or something. I have no idea. But that being said, essentially white bellies, light colored bellies as you can see, and dark kind of brownish, but like this natural camouflage, obviously, because they're a flatfish that lay on the bottom. But what happens is bass will chase these up to the surface when they're about this size, about 2-3 inches, which is about perfect for the kind of hook we have. And then the thing is, seagulls will try and eat them. This is how like I found this one spot where this happens, and the bass are eating them. So what you'll see is like a bunch of seagulls strewn out on the surface, spread out maybe every like 50 feet and kind of like just randomly. And what you'll see is 2 or 3 of them fly up and go and try and grab something. One of them will be successful or not. And what we figured out, the seagulls figured it out, that the bass chase the juvenile flounder up to the surface, and they just got to wait. Because this thing will come flying up to the surface, they can come and grab it. Because a lot of times it'll get airborne, or the bass will make like some sort of disturbance. and either the bass gets them or one of like the 3 or 4 seagulls would get the juvenile fluke. And then I watched the bird fly back to the island that we were clamming on, and like regurgitate the fluke into its like baby seagull's mouth, because there are baby seagulls and seagulls everywhere. So they swim in a jigging motion, yeah, like a vertical serpentine. Somewhat. They kind of go like this, you know what I mean, as opposed to sideways. When you'll see, yeah, so they kind of do that like kind of vertical swim thing. But if you ever see them, you'll see them if you spend a bunch of time wading as a kid, or as even fishing. But as a kid, we would go swimming in the bay, and we would catch them. We would have snorkels and stuff, but we'd have seine nets. You would catch them, take a look, and put them back. You'd see all this shiner. We'd catch some shiners for bait and stuff. But one of the main things is that when you would see them in the water, you'll see them all wading and fishing if you have polarized sunglasses in the flats, is you'll spook them, and they'll be almost like, they'll pretty much be like almost submerged in the sand or sitting on the sand, perfectly camouflaged. And then the second you get too close, or they feel the disturbance of your boots, they'll kick up and they'll go flying like probably about maybe like 20-30 feet, and then go back into the sand, or like lay down somewhere in camouflage. So it's like, the way you're going to fish this is, you want it to be somewhat heavily weighted, or at least with a sinking line have some weight to it. So you kind of do want some jigging motion, but you want that quick ascent, and like you kind of strip it, boom, 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 and then you let it sit on the surface and wait, and you can do something like that. Because especially if you're fishing this in where that feeding activity was, there was like a 3 to 4 or 5 foot flat or bar, and then it would drop off into a deep area. But this was all happening super deep, it seemed like, where baby fluke were getting chased up. And you know what? It might even be adult fluke that are doing this as well, eating the juvenile ones. I have no idea. But so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and imitate some juvenile fluke. Now we need to find some materials. Classically, I would use pretty much synthetics for something like this, because it's something you can shape and work with. EP fiber, for instance. But I think we can work with also, and I should have some here. Yeah, I do. We could work with some slinky fiber, I think. So I think that's what we're gonna try and do. We're gonna almost maybe try and do like a kinky muddler style fluke fly, and then add some pink fluoro fiber in there, of course. We got some white here. We'll just use all this up. This is Steve Farrar fiber, though. Here's some small white slinky fiber we could use. Let me zoom out for now. Also, what's going on, Bobzilla? How's it going? Working on the next Mike Rolls Dice Battle Report. Actually, the last one we did got the most views out of any video I did. It was a one-page rules video with 40k orcs versus bolt action humans. People loved it. But working on a conflict game, and then we just yesterday filmed a 3,000 point conflict game, which was like, took literally 8 hours to film, but I'm excited for that one too. Yeah, we've been going, I spent like a week painting buildings when I wasn't editing or working on flies and stuff for that video. But now we got a bunch of cool World War II buildings. Alright, I'm going to find some brown, like darker, I know I have darker brown slinky fiber in here. Here we go. And we got the white. Let's grab an open pack of white. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we probably will need some. Got our fluoro fiber. That's really all we need. I guess maybe some tan. I think I had some extra tan that I had left over from... Oh, nope. There's the tan's over there. We're good. We're good. Also, check this out. The power of the 3D printer. To hold the miniatures in the base. Get F, Citadel. Woo! That thing's sick. So next step is I got to start seeing what my buddy Rev It Up and Dump It can. Is that his name? I think it's just Rev now on YouTube. What he can print for fly tying, because there's got to be some cool fly tying like accessories, maybe like tool storage or like some sort of thing. I don't know. I got to figure it out. I'm sure there's something. that the FDM printer can print. If you guys know anything, let me know. Because you can print like actual just fishing lures nowadays, but for fly tying, that's not as ideal. You can 3D print like cones for the hollow flies and stuff like that. You know, what's going to happen is I probably just got to get myself an FDM printer. Because I have a resin printer, but that's for like miniatures and stuff. So let's see, we want a little bit of this sticking off the back here. You know what, we probably don't need to dip into a new pack or whatever. We can use this stuff. Oh yeah. The fluke are around 2.5, 3 inches, something like that. So this should work just fine. Really, we don't want too much white either. We want mostly like brown and tan. Oh yeah, I mean, look, we got our paint holder, which he printed this for me. So I guess I could have him print a thread spool holder. And, oh my god, I know what I could have him print. There's got to be some way. You guys know the thing that they sell? It's called the Flash. It's like a dolly or so. It's like a thing that you can put all your Flashaboos and crystal flashes on, and it spins around. It's got like a stem, and then it's got a round top and a base, and it's got clips. You can clip your flash to it, and then you can or it'll like pinch the flash and hold it, and you can spin it around so you have like all your flashes. Like a Lazy Susan. Yeah, they sell a fly tying version of that. I think Hairline. That's something he can print for me. That would be very useful. That would be good. What else? What's some other good fly tying tools that someone could 3D print? I'm trying to think what's like stuff that people buy usually. Can't really do stuff like a bodkin, obviously, or something. But you could do like handles. You could do other stuff. What are some fly tying tools that you folks use regularly that you've bought? Like one of the ones that I have is a like this fly basket attachment on here. It's really nice. So let's see. I think the best way to do this would just tie this like this. We're gonna have to use some sort of probably liquid fusion to stiffen it. Really, the best thing to do would probably apply silicone to the top of this whole thing, but I'm not doing that because that makes a mess. I do have gloves, but we'll see. I don't know. Alright, I guess we're going to do this. We're going to start off with a V-tie. Simple little white V-tie off the back. Well, here's the thing. We could maybe, like, make a tail at the end, technically. How could we do that? How could we... Piece of monofilament. Also articulated, but... A horizontal bar with a groove to put, like, a cork strip in for holding flies. Not on corks. Yeah. Some sort of like fly holder, I guess you could say. What do you call it? I'm just trying to think, what way could I guess I could take the ends of the material and kind of dab it and make like a little tail, but I'm just trying to think if probably the best way to do that would just take a straight piece of material. That's like this long. So maybe going articulated might be a way to go with this, a fluke fly, but could be. Also, I should be putting, I know I'm doing dumbbell eyes, but we should definitely do lead wire. Oops. I just realized though, where the hell is my lead wire? Oh, it's probably up there, but it's probably just buried or something. Strange. Well, I do have lead wire, just not really thick stuff. I also moved it. Use some of this stuff. My son 3D printed the Regal Vice knob that goes on the back of the Vice. Oh, very nice. That's good you guys got a printer. Yeah, there's definitely some very useful applications when it comes to fly tying. I just haven't figured it out. That would be a cool video. Neighbors' dogs are yapping away. Alright, we're going to put stack some lead wire on here. Make sure we could fit a good amount on here. We could just trim this like so. Kind of stack it slightly. Oops. Ideally, I'd be using a way heavier diameter. But whatever. Also, I just realized I have to leave a area for the dumbbell eyes, so I'll leave a gap right here. Right there. We can keep, this will be like our little stiff stem that we have going down the back. Went to a local strawberry farm and made some jam with fresh berries. Ooh. It tapers down, then tapers back out for the tail. Yeah, it's hard to do without having like a piece of monofilament or maybe like a feather that you strip down or something. You know, you need something like something that you can manipulate. Even if it's not, doesn't have the fat little tail at the end, it's fine because it's very minuscule anyway. I do want to add some more lead wire though. It's the problem with having such a thin diameter. This is 0.01. Usually I use 0.035 or something like that, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta order some more. Okay, we got some extra. Oop, I cut my thread, of course. Rip. That wasn't an exclamation mark, Tink, but you can go ahead and slap one in there if you want. Still haven't figured out how to do the commands for YouTube. I need to do that. But hell yeah, dude, making some strawberry jam. Is it that time of year where it's like the strawberry fields? We have that on the north shore of Long Island, and it's like it's usually in September when we try to go albie fishing, or October, and there's like strawberry fields that people go to. It's like the strawberry festival. It takes forever to get past or through the traffic. It's always like there's albies. We know there's like albies blowing up, and we're trying to get there. And there's people like lined up everywhere going to these farms. Like there's like traffic cops blocking the road everywhere and stuff, letting like people walk in, you know, across from the parking lot to the farm with the strawberry place. We're like, ah. My buddy's texting me, dude, get over here. There's albies everywhere. By the time we get there, it's like sunset. Yeah, rip. Yeah, we actually have a ton of strawberries growing in my backyard, but we barely get any every year because every single bird has figured it out. All the squirrels, probably possums, everything, raccoons, they're all like, The birds, like especially the blue jays and stuff, I'll be sitting in the backyard, I watch them, they go. I'm like, man, that's not even ripe yet. At least wait a week. They're barely getting red, they're eating them all. That's alright. They need them. Every other house around here has green grass with fertilizer and pesticides on it, so. It's go ahead and get some dark brown on here. Yeah, it's like a thing that happens every year, and like people come from up the island to the east end on the North Shore, and it's always during peak albie fishing season, so it's like, oh my god, it's such a pain in the ass. The traffic's so bad, so it's like, dude, you gotta go super early or late, and if you go late, then unfortunately the fishing usually dies down by then. I think we're going to stiffen some of this up with some fiber anyway, so why don't we just tie this straight? Because if we V-tie, it's a little short. I could have swore I just cut some nice lawn stuff here, but... There we go. That's better. Yeah, something like that. Alright. Yeah, it's kind of a tricky profile tie, but you don't have to get spot on most of the time anyway. You just need a simple shape or profile to be somewhat accurate here. So we're essentially going to approach this like a kinky muddler, if you will. It's a little tricky right here, but... adjust it a little. Gotta get away from this hook point. This is like a tail section almost right here. The thing is, we kind of have to build up a pretty serious profile with a somewhat short hook shank. It'd be nice if I had a larger hook shank here. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. When you go, when you're on a boat and you drive down the bay, all the most expensive houses are like right on the water, on like hills essentially around the bays, and all you see is just unnaturally bright green lawns. It's unfortunate. And then what happens is when it rains, it all goes into the water, all that fertilizer that the landscaping companies use. But whatever, we're not going to get into it. I complain about it every time, but it's destroying the environment out here, so I can't help it. It's one of the reasons why, like, especially it's been getting bad. Also because of aging septic systems and all sorts of stuff. But the local water by me, man, it's like I used to fish it up until June, and then it would get nasty, full of algae and stuff. Now it's like in April. It's like almost fully algae bloomed. I'm like, well, now I can't even fish locally anymore. The Back Bay is just absolutely disgusting. Because we used to go swimming in that water when I was a kid, you know what I mean? But now it's like you'll get a rash if you go swimming in that water. I just wish they would ban Scott's Lawn Care, that's all. That's all. Scott's Lawn Care, the Omega Food Corporation, and what else? What else could we use a good banning on for our striper and health of the bays in the Northeast? There's got to be something else we could throw under the bus. So we're just going to start V-tying now, essentially. I think I want to, at this point, make sure I have like a somewhat stiff tail here. But I guess I could always do it after. Yeah, we'll do it now. Yeah, homemade jam is right. A little liquid fusion here. I'm just going to create like a stiff... what do you call it? This isn't like epoxy either, so it's not like super harsh, but this is going to just kind of stiffen the whole thing up there and not foul on us. Get some excess out as well. Essentially creating like a spine, an exoskeleton. Yeah, that's the issue too, is maintaining the grass is... God, there's an army of landscapers that's like, every day there's like, one of the houses nearby has a landscaping company coming. It's like 3 hours of just like, or not 3, but it's probably like, it takes a good while with some of these houses around here. It's like, for like, I think they actually even banned gas lawnmowers in this town a while back, but I don't think anyone gives a fuck, or maybe they got rid of it. I don't know. It got so, there was just like, for people that live out here, there's so many like, for the regular folks like us, there's so many like other folks that come out here that have money, that have these giant houses that have been built in the past couple of years, and they just have like tons of landscapers constantly and like this and that happening. So I think the town was like, we're banning gas mowers, but I think what it ended up doing is I think they just made it to where they can't operate until a certain time, because you had like landscaping companies showing up at like 5 a.m. like an army of like 20 lawnmowers and like weed whackers all at once, and you're trying to like sleep a little bit before work, and it's like, you're like, dude, I can't live like this. So I think that's maybe what they did. But I remember at some point it was like you couldn't, everyone had to get like electric ones or something. I don't know what the hell the deal was. I don't know. I'm getting old. Getting old now. All this stuff is distant memories. So we're just V-tying here. I'm trying to build some body, some width to it. Let me zoom out a little, otherwise it's going to keep focusing. Oh, I got myself into it with the lawns. That's not you. That's my heated passion for anti-lawn care. And my hatred of landscaping companies. You got motherfuckers like blocking your driveway. I used to have to go to work. There'd be like a landscaping trailer blocking my driveway, and like an army of dudes like mowing. Nobody speaks English. I'm like, I need to go to work. For the love of God, don't park in front of my house. Nowadays, I don't go anywhere, so it's like, who cares? But yeah, I've dealt with a lot. I used to have to work on landscaping trucks too, and oh my God, I used to hate working on big diesel, like landscaping trucks and stuff. I was like, dude, give me the Honda brake jobs all day, because I could bang out a Honda brake job in no time, make a bunch of money, nice and easy on my back. But my boss is like, hey, some young kid came in. He's got a Jeep with aftermarket wheels. He wants to put the heaviest available tires on his car. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to have to break out the freaking ice pack tonight. You have to, like, bounce the wheel to, like, get it. Because you can't lift it. It's so fucking heavy. You have to, like, do, like, a bounce job where you're, like, boom, boom, boom. You bounce it and, like, lift it up. Thank God I'm not doing that crap anymore, man. I don't think I could make it because nowadays my back gets so jacked up so easily. Like, I probably would have just hurt myself at some point as a mechanic. I would have had to stop doing it. Like, we just played 8 hours of, or not 8 hours, I'd say more like probably 6 hours of Conflict yesterday filming this massive game. My back was like shot by the time we were done because I was filming the whole time. Even just playing the game, usually my back's pretty jacked up afterwards. So we're going to take a Sharpie and probably after we trim it, do some sort of cool sick camo, fluke camo job. Put some dumbbell eyes on here. Be nice to like, now I gotta like slip. I gotta like hide the dumbbell eyes, which is always tricky. That's what we kind of need to try and do right now. So try and get a V-tie as close as we can to the dumbbell eye in front and back is the solution. And like wrap it forward like this. We're going to trim a lot of this, by the way. We're kind of building this shape up. We need the width. So that's why I'm going extra long, because it's going to be, if we're looking at the fluke. All right, let's see if it's going to look like absolute crap with the dumbbell eyes there. You can always do dumbbell eyes in front, but then it's like, eh. Yeah, see the dumbbell eyes. So now we're just not going to do any white, I guess. We'll just do some brown up top. Even my back right now is getting jacked up. This is why we take our hookah lounge break, so I can just stretch every once in a while. Let me move this mic forward a little. Dubbing loop for the head. Yeah, that would help if that would work if I had a dubbing loop tool, but I think I'm just gonna V-tie a little forward here. Oh, hold on. We forgot the secret weapon. Who cares if we can't do a white in front of this? We forgot this is a secret weapon, dude. If we do this, I think we're guaranteed to catch a fish on it, so it doesn't matter what we do. The hot pink fluoro fiber. It's the secret sauce. Every fiber is valuable though, so I try not to waste it either. Oh yeah. Okay, now we're good. Now it doesn't matter what we do. We've won. The secret weapon, secret sauce has been applied. Secret Cowan technique. Yeah, I guess you could do some sort of dubbing. If you had like like a dubbing brush, which, you know what? Hold on, I have a dubbing brush. I do. Hold the phone. Dubbing brush would be easier to get around. I gotta get my dubbing brush table set up here. I don't know where, but I think it's time to bring it back up. We start making some more dubbing brushes. Yeah, the fish do appreciate the extra money you add on your fly, of course. I mean, I think it's fine like this, honestly. Let me try something real quick. We're going to tie more. Well, I got the dubbing brush. We'll use that on the next. If we, like, trim this super... No, we're just not even going to worry about the bottom. Screw that. Just not even going to worry about the bottom. This is way too long. Okay, that was too short. I wanted to see if I could cheat and cut a little bit of that off to use it, but let's just do this. Might have went a little heavy on some materials too. I think I could probably scale it down. I'm not in my professional kinky muddler tying mode where I'm telling myself less. Because I traditionally tied them fuller, but then a little feedback from all the roosterfish guys, like a little less material for the roosterfish is perfect. I think for stripers it's fine, the way I normally do it, but alright, we're gonna do a bunch of trimming anyway. Main thing is we built the profile up. Like so. Now we can work with it. Let's see how we did. I definitely could have had some lawner material at points for better transition. Let's get a good amount of material. Oh. Did I not have a good whip finish? Turns out. Let's see if I can do an emergency whip finish here. God, there's barely any material to do it. Can I do it like Joan Wolf in the hand? Nope, never mind. I have to redo it. Not enough thread on there. No wonder why it popped off. Lock this down. Bada bing, bada boom. Let me do an actual whip finish this time. The thread's all. It's that wax thread. Sometimes it's a little too waxed. Or cooking something. I don't know. Hopefully it's half I mean, I've tied a bunch of these in the past as like just the basic a basic pattern, right? Like a V-tied sort of like synthetic material fluke fly, but let me brush it one more time now that that happened. Do a little trimming now. We gotta take some material, especially off the top. But we do want it to be like somewhat fatter here and then thinner back here. But without, that's the issue, is not losing our length. Maybe if we just tie it with way sparser amount of material and you avoid just trimming in general. But this is working. We'll keep it wide for now. I can always tweak it. That's where you also kind of need to hold it up and look where we're at. Definitely take some off on this side. I started off a little thick on purpose. There's only a size 1 hook, I think, or 1 odd. Gotta be careful not to cut my fiskars into the hook shank and dull them out. And you kind of want to build a concave shape to it here. And it came out pretty decent. It's not half bad. It's a little thick for a, but we haven't hit the bottom yet, so avoid the fluoro fiber here. You might want to trim first and then just tie a fluoro fiber. You just kind of get underneath it with your scissors here and then work it. We're just kind of randomly thinning out the white here. This is where if you had super sharp fly tying scissors, you could just probably cut all of it by accident. But I kind of have my half dulled Fiskars that'll always get the job done, and it's nice. I can kind of like work at it without the fear of like cutting so much material off at once. If you had like really expensive fly tying scissors, you might just like cut all the material off there, because if it was super sharp, you know what I'm talking about? If you have like a slightly dulled pair of scissors, like these are well worn, these Fiskars, it's about time for new ones, because I was probably cutting dubbing brush wires and stuff with it. But you can kind of work with materials differently with it, which is nice. So now I'm just gonna look and see if I can take some more material off, make sure this fly sinks pretty good. I'm going to keep like kind of pulling out the material and taking a look at it. I don't want to cut too much off. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I think there's enough weight on here, and we thinned it out enough that it'll actually swim okay. We're gonna put some eyes on here. We got the red dumbbell eyes, but that's not really the goal of that. That just, ideally this thing's kind of, the fish sees this from sees it from above. Oh, we got to apply our camo before we do anything else, so let me grab some Sharpies. Ideally and we got black. I'm trying to think what would actually show up on this. Maybe like an olive, because we can't go lighter, right? Let's take a look. Maybe a darker brown. Do I have a dark brown? Not here, at least, or that I see. We're just gonna use the black. Should be enough. Silver metallic could work, but that's, I don't necessarily want to put silver on there. Is that a cat hair brush? Yes. It's exactly what it is. Or not it's a like a dog, short-haired dog brush or something. Or short comb, whatever, length dog brush. We had it, I think it might, I think we got it specifically for our Jack Russell or something, for like fleas. Because we had a cat one that was really thin. It was like black handle, and it's very thin, but with really thin teeth that are kind of, it almost looks like a like a beard shaving razor, like blade looks like, you know how the like blades are like interlap but like really thin close, and that thing works so good. You would, and my cat loved it too, but you would just kind of run it along her back, it would catch any fleas or anything like that. Money's tight. Arctic Fox is for the 1%. Are we Arctic Foxing? What do you mean? Yeah, hell yeah, we got Slinky Fire, baby. You could do the silver metallic. What you could do is you could take like a paint pen too or something and go with a lighter tan It's really like a lighter tan color. You can also do like kind of like a pattern on these where there's like an eye or it goes round. We kind of want some smaller dots intermixed. I mean, it's decent enough. Just do like a basic camo. Let's see if, you know, I do have like an olive, a darker olive. Let's see if that'll work. It's a Copic marker. It probably will do something. What if we just add like... Oh, it's doing something. We're just kind of adding like some different color to it to break up the natural color. Yeah, there you go. Change it up a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't have like a nice dark brown Sharpie. That would be nice. Oh, the tan fiber on the desk? No, no, no. This is EP. Oh, is it the Foxy dubbing brush? Is it Arctic Fox? Honestly, I guess it is, but it's like mostly synthetic, I feel like. And a little bit of Arctic Fox on there. That's an old one I had anyway. But yeah. You can, I think I want to make some dubbing brushes using like the Slinky fiber and stuff. Make my own blends, essentially. Okay. Let's get some eyes on here. I kind of want them like right there. Like that. Like so. And ideally some 3D eyes would be nice. Oop. Move that before I end up breaking it. My swim tank. Forgot that was down there. So these are too big. Oh, I forgot I ordered a bunch of 3D eyes. We ended up tying a bunch of freaking ballyhoo flies and not kinky mothers this year. I mean, we did tie kinky mothers, but... Oh, yeah, that's perfect. It's almost a little too big, though, huh? For the size. Because if you look at the actual fluke, their eyes aren't massive. I know I have smaller, slightly smaller 3D eyes that'll work here. These are slightly smaller, but still a little large. This is a pretty small fluke here. Oh, let me look through the bag. Let me look through my giant bag of eyes. Woo ha ha ha. I just shoved them all in there. I gotta organize at some point. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. Yeah, that's better. That's better, mate. Gotta work on butchering my English accent for all the British folks that watch me on Mike Rolls Dice. Alright, let's get the E6000 here. So we probably want them something like... How about I just do this? We can kind of test it. Kind of do it something like that. No, we're doing it wrong. No, we kind of want it like this. But closer together. In fact, they're like very close together. Oh god, I gotta not squeeze the bottle, right? Be in big trouble. get an eye here. Just a little bit. Try not get it all over the outside of the eye either, the E6000. It'll make it all murky. Might need to move it slightly. We gotta find the positioning. Let's find the positioning. Okay. Oh. Hold on. Do I need to clean this? Almost like this one. The problem is with the fly version, you can't really. If you spread them out too much the way it is, then they're not sitting on the hook and they're kind of floating. I feel like it's just asking to fall off. So I think this works just like that. Oh, we're zoomed in all the way? Shit. I think something like that works. Would be nice if we could build up a little bit more material forward. I think we're going to try that. We could probably let this dry a little. If we extend those ties a little bit more far forward. Problem is we gotta wait for the glue to dry. So we can let this dry, I guess. Oh, it's already kind of drying. Let's just send it, whatever. If I could like extend it. So on the next one, I want to try and get that material tied as far forward as possible to build that like front section of the fluke. This is where also I could probably use much shorter material, you know? See if we can fit one more here. Kind of tricky, right? Because you're working in an awkward area, but if I'm a little bit careful with using less thread next time, because you know I didn't know I whipped finish and everything here, I think we're good to go. Much easier to work with in this area. But this is a prototype anyway, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Just want to see if I can extend it a little, you know? Flip her back around. There we go. That's better. Now it looks like it has a mustache, though, because this isn't colored. We have to hit it with the Sharpie. That's a little better, though. We got to try and get it as far forward as possible, I guess. Did I put the black Sharpie away? Oh, I did. All right. I mean, I think that's decent enough. I think we're working with something. I think if I have a slightly longer hook shank, it's easier to get the profile I'm looking for in the front here. But I mean, that's not half bad, honestly. That's what we're looking to do. So we gotta let this dry, and then we could put liquid fusion on the eyes. Essentially is the idea. Yeah, that's the profile we're looking for right there. Oh, what if we had this like super fanned out? Do I have a yellow for the tail? I definitely do. Hit that. See, what you could do is you could take a little silicone here and kind of like pinch that and make that like the little tail, you know? Not that you even, I just realized, necessarily need yellow on the fluke tail, but just to kind of show you guys what I mean. It kind of looks nice, even though it's mostly brown. We'll hit it with some black spots, tie it in. Focus, damn it. There we go. I guess last but not least, a little bit of trimming. Like so. It's pretty much dry, but we gotta wait a little bit before putting liquid fusion. Just clean it up, and we're looking good, because we kind of depressed some of the material when we put the eyes on it, so we want to clean it up. We could definitely clean this area up a little bit. Nicer transition here. I think we moved the dumbbell eyes further back because I just forgot this time. All right, so the next one, we're going to tie another one here after a quick little hookah lounge break. We got to let this one dry, though. But there we go. I think this is the way I'm going to fish it. Kinky Muddler fluke. We're going to have to approve it on the next one. We have to maybe a little less material, so we just have to do a little less trimming, though. I think this is kind of like perfect here, honestly. The profile we got going on, because it's going to go like whoop, laying on the bottom, whoop, laying on the bottom, you know, you jig, let it fall, and fish it in fairly shallow water, or fish it on drop-offs with super fast sinking lines. It'd be nice if I just had black dumbbell eyes, but we're going to move the dumbbell eyes further back, and we're probably going to use orange ones on the next one. Okay. Very nice, very nice. I think a successful Kinky Muddler fluke prototype, because I'd like to make a video on this, but we're going to have to go fish them and swim them and fish them first to make sure they're working, obviously. Rubber legs for a bit of movement. I mean, I guess you could do it for rubber legs, but there's no rubber legs on the fluke, you know what I mean? I guess what you could do is, if you really wanted to get fancy, you take silicone. And on the edges of the frills, you probably have the tan be shorter than the white with the way you're trimming. Have some white flush out. And then you, or you can have the tan go, and you silicone the edges of the fly with you take silicone, you just go like this on the edges and pull it out. And then you can give it that sort of like the frills on the edges. Not that would be more movement, but I'm just looking at how you can kind of get more intricate with it. We could try rubber legs though. We could certainly try it. It's not very like, I mean, just to like get more movement, you're saying. I guess what you could do is when you're V-tying, add a couple rubber legs so they just kind of stick out here and there like that. So it could be a fluke / crab fly. All right, we could try something like that. All right, we'll take a quick little break here. And let me wash my hands because I got glue all over it and everything. And when I get back, we are going to try another version of this and experiment a little bit more with it. Let me, my desk is kind of a mess right now. Let's move some of this stuff. Shall we? Just quick organize before we take a break here. It's good to keep the desk somewhat in check. Otherwise, it gets out of control real quick by the end of the stream. Okay. Very nice. A crook fly, half crab, half fluke. Well, you got the name, the crook fly. Hell yeah, as long as that isn't something derogatory in some language, I think we're good to go. We'll sell that to Umpqua right away. You get 5%, Frosty, all right? The crook fly, there we go. So yeah, we'll try it here. Let me, real quick before we go, let me look for some materials. Wrong thing. Let's get some rubber legs. Oh, we got the bag of rubbers. Also, I do have like heavy bead chains as well. We could maybe use that. Nah, I think a dumbbell eye is just going to be better, right? I might have some darker ones. And then, do we want chenille? Probably not. I think that's good, just some rubber legs. Bag of rubbers? Hell yeah. Lost audio? Are we good? Did I, like, smack the mic thing, or what? I think we're good. Let me see. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Yeah, no, we're good. Check their expiration date. Psh, it's more of a formality, if anything. You know what I mean? Never liked them anyways. Yeah, what's going on? Rump friend? How's it going? How you doing? All right, we're going to take a quick little break here. We're going to play our Albie highlight. We're going to be tying prototype version number 2. This is number 1. 1 of 1. We're going to do 2 of 2 next. Okay? It's 1 of 1 now because it'll be 1 of 2. But we're just messing around tying some summertime flies. If you guys haven't, check out the... Let me see if I can pull up the new video here real quick. If you guys haven't, be sure to check out the new, what do you call it? Essential Early Summertime Striper Flies video we got that just came out. Have you been playing Mecha Chameleon, Frosty, or what? Is it good? I've been watching Gimmick and them play. It's hilarious. But Djibouti's playing it. Uh-oh. I gotta watch the VOD. I love it's making me watch ads on my own video. Come on, bro. There you go. Just cheat it. Anyways, early summertime striper flies. If you guys haven't, check it out. We just came out earlier today. Leave a like, leave a comment. That way the algorithm picks it up. So it's been a little while since we've made some videos, so we got to get back to it. We're going to start cranking out some fly time videos here. So I sold like 5 million copies. Oh, God bless him. I think it's literally one dude as well. Literally one dude. So God bless that man. He's probably going to buy a yacht. You know what I mean? Going to buy a yacht. All right, we're going to take a quick little break here. I also realized I got lead all over my fingers. So I'm going to go wash this stuff off. And we'll be back to tie another fluke fly here in just a little bit, chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Stay tight, alright? Yeah, keep it tight. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Aiden. Knuckle buster. Are you good? You need me to do anything?
Yeah, I might need a ride. Yes.
Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna turn now.
I'm gonna try and get on the valve.
Yeah, get on the valve. Alright, you're doing good. Keep doing your thing. I'm gonna move us away.
Is that a little one?
No, that's a nice one.
Oh, let's go!
Come here, hold next to your alley. Good job.
That's sick.
Alright. Nice.
Let's go! Woo! Albie slap!
Good job, kid.
Yee!
Looking down the barrel of a 12 gauge little tuny, bro. On the albacore too. Oh my god, dude! What the fuck? Woohoo! my god!
You gotta turn the boat so I can cast.
Oh my god, dude!
Alright, get back to catching them, Diego.
You can't kill one now. There's a shark.
Frigates!
Albie?
Frigates.
Frigate.
Whoa! Whoa! That's gotta be bluefin or something. Look at.
Hell yeah, dude. You grab a fish like that. I mean, to grab a fly like that, a big deceiver. All right, we're back. Mic check, mic check. I forgot I have to turn my music off every time. Gene, I don't think the audio looks okay. Mic check, are we good on YouTube? Audio good on YouTube? Also, I think you're behind. I think you gotta fast forward. Even though he's not gonna hear this. Yeah. Let me see, hold on. Alright, so let's tie another juvenile fluke here, and this time we're going to add in some silly legs. Oh, yeah, that was the end with the half-beak situation. The Albies on the half-beak. Good times, good times. Alright, let's grab another Umpqua jig hook. We'll tie another one here. We're gonna have to put the AC on here soon. It's getting pretty hot. Trying to resist it. That way I don't need to put on the noise suppression and all that. We can listen to some tunes. Let me rethread the bobbin here because I pulled the thread out by accident. It'd be great if they could develop a way that you can like clamp the thread, or some way to stop the thread from getting pulled out. I do that all the time. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna resist. It's getting hot. I want to put the AC on. It's not terrible. It's just like, you know. Let's go ahead and do this again. So we definitely want lead wire and dumbbell eyes. Let's do the lead wire. I guess if I leave myself a gap. The thing I'm worried about is tying the tail section. Right? Let's do the tail first and then the lead wire. That worked out. That worked out just fine. This is going to be like the stiff spine of the fly, if you will. You know what? We really should just use some longer material here. Because then I can have it go up the hook shank, nice and clean. No bump to work with the lead wire. Nice and easy. We're going to end up trimming it anyway. I just want some length to it. Just go like this. You don't want too much anyway. But you know what? I'm just gonna lengthen it ever so slightly, or just add a little bit more. So it gets a little bit more width. If I can actually find some nice lawn hair to work with here that I have pre-cut. There we go. There we go. So how's everyone doing? Anyone doing some tying themselves tonight? Doing some fishing? I forgot to mention we actually went fishing with Zeke. I got up at like 4:30 in the morning, went fishing. We didn't see a damn thing. There were tons of bait around, but we went out in the ocean. We fished in the bay. But apparently he went out and got some bluefish on spinning rod the other day, but it seems like all the crazy fishing that they were having died down. Now that we actually have time to go fishing. Audio back? Okay, good. And also make sure you like scroll forward, Gene, because sometimes YouTube will, especially depending on your connection or whatever, it'll like lag you behind. So you can fall behind in the stream. So make sure you like on your screen hit 0.00 or whatever. Make sure you're forwarded to the most recent point in the stream, you know. All right, let's put some lead wire on here. Let's see if we can like just stack it up. I mean, the easiest thing is to just cut a bunch of it, fold it, cut it. That's what we're gonna do. It's really not a lot of lead wire because it's so thin. This will help. It's usually after a while when I'm watching a stream on YouTube, I'll just double check that I'm up to speed. Otherwise, I'm behind. It's a little bit harder to tell when I have a small, you know, we're a small stream when I have a ton of people talking. Usually you could tell on a larger stream because what the chat's saying. You know, if I tie this, we do that, I bet you I can still tie the dumbbell eye on top, so it's going to be totally fine. We're prototyping. Make sure it's like even so it's not going to be tilting to one side. Should be good. It's a decent little amount. Help flip it over. You know what? I am going to do a little bit. No. That's enough. We got a nice dumbbell eye. I can't help it. Sometimes I want to add more. Hey, the more lead wire on, the more of a extreme jigging action we're going to get, but that's fine. So now we're going to do some V-ties like we were doing. Now we got to add some silly legs. So maybe we do that right now. And I do have like olive and I guess more like olive or tan ones. Golds, I guess we could use that. Or I have straight up like light colored tan ones. Which I kind of like these light colored tan ones, to be honest with you. I also have a good amount of them, so I don't feel bad using them here. If I need them for crab flies. Yeah, if I'm watching a stream every once in a while, I'll just like, if it's been a little bit, I'll just like double tap right on the right side, double tap on the right side of the screen, and it'll like fast forward me to the most current thing that's going on. Because sometimes just naturally, if I'm on Wi-Fi or this or that, or maybe the stream or it's YouTube, I don't know, you start like lagging behind in the stream. Because with YouTube, you can actually go back and watch like earlier parts of the stream, which Twitch you couldn't before. I think you can do it now, but previously you couldn't. So you can like actually watch, it's like a video, you can watch the earlier part of the video even though it's a live stream. Okay, we're gonna take our tan here, V-tie this. Kind of need something, a nice amount of lawn hair here. Yeah, something like this. Get some white for the belly. Cut off some here. It's a little bit longer to use in this section. I'm trying to use a little less material this time, so we don't have to trim as much. Freaking banging into the microphone. Also, I just realized, like, I should probably zoom in here a little for you guys. I'm getting distracted, my bad. Okay, we're just gonna V-tie this. Actually probably need a little bit more tan up top here to fill this in. Tighten up that vise a little bit so it stops moving around as much. Okay. Let's tie another silly leg in. Screw it. We're just gonna do them. Oh, we could do one more V-tie, I guess, before we do that. I'm just going to shorten the length down a little bit on this next tie, and then after that we're going to go to the kind of standard length we're going to be using the whole time for this Fluke V-ties. That materials, I pulled out the whole thing, I guess, by accident. So what we could do here is V-tie. Like so, as you do. And get some more Warner hair here. And do the same, and we keep V-tying, and then we can add a silly leg. We'll do a silly leg like every 2 ties here, and then we'll maybe add more later. Something like that. And I am leaving the material on purpose so we can trim it later. Dude, every once in a while I get one random black ant that comes in my room through like my windowsill or something. It's crazy. Just like one. I'll throw them outside later. They always end up crawling on my feet. Okay. Let's go silly leg. I think we kind of want them tied on the sides is the idea. Let's see, we'll just tie them even halfway. So you can kind of like get it on the side and then you can wrap it back. So it's like positioned right at that, where the brown goes to white, you know what I mean? And we're gonna trim it. So obviously I'm gonna have, the idea is I want the silly legs to be just slightly longer than the material on the sides. That's kind of the idea. Maybe it's better to do it on the bottom. I don't know. We're experimenting right now. Experimentation flies. Obviously, I understand I'm tying, like, I understand the basics of how the fly is going to swim. We know that from tying stuff like this over the years, but how silly legs are going to work, we'll see. Now we don't necessarily need the material to be that long either. But we're gonna take some off here and cut it. Should be good enough. You can also, you know what? I wasn't taking the tan. We should mix in some tan as well. So it's not just straight brown. Dark brown, that is. That'll give us more of that blend we were looking for with those tan spots. Just make sure our V-ties are wrapped forward and even before we fold them back. We can start adding more silly legs and just cut them in half so we're not wasting them. It's very simple. It's like we're just tying a kinky muddler essentially. Oh, my back. It's kind of awkward. Sitting here with the microphone, but that's all right. All right. Not too shabby. You can cut the legs in half, I think, at this point. Well, you kind of need it still to be a little bit long in the middle, I guess. So whatever, screw it. I got to put the dumbbell eyes in, so it might be, but we got to remember when you put the dumbbell eyes in, you kind of really, that's the problem, right? Is like the dumbbell eyes interfere with the V-ties. That's where like a scud weight or something would be much more useful. So I guess we kind of have to do the dumbbell eyes forward and just accept that you're gonna kind of see the dumbbell eyes a little bit, because I do want the white to go like one more tie forward for the white belly section. We'll see. We're just gonna tie one here and then slap her on. Because we are gonna tie on top and try and conceal it better than we did last time. For sure. What if we take a tiny bit of olive and mix the olive in with the tan and the brown? Probably make a really fun blend for Fluke. They have a very interesting camouflage pattern to them almost. Need a little bit more white on the belly here. This is our last one. If you guys are tying, you're in the Discord, then post some flies. I saw Yumi posted some of Calvin's stuff. We'll take a look at the Discord as always at the end of the stream. See what you guys are up to. What the community's been tying. If you want to join the Discord, !Discord and Twitch, or we have in the description on YouTube. Okay. I'm gonna slap an orange dumbbell eye on. First we gotta do our fluoro fiber. Kind of worked out last time with trimming around it, so it's all good. You don't need much of it, honestly. It's so potent. Got my neighbor's dogs that are just constantly barking. Little pups. Okay, we throw a little pink on there. Boom, look at that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We should do a rubber leg. I forgot. Now slap a dumbbell eye. It's gonna be tricky. Not a lot of room. Yeah, I probably should have done the dumbbell eye more forward. That's right, more back. I gotta order some of those scud weights, man. That's what I gotta do. That's right, we're gonna cover it up nice though. So we gotta do one more tie here. Kind of had a lot of thread buildup in the area, which is going to make it a little tricky. Honestly, I might have screwed the pooch. I think we got to go back, Chad. I'm sorry. But I'm making an executive decision here. Unfortunately, I think I should have did the dumbbell eyes earlier. Now I have this giant thread bump. So I think what we're going to do is, let's see. What can we do here? Let me just break this and pull this off. We're going drastic mode here. We gotta deal with this. If I had a cone, it'd be nice to do like a cone head. That's a little late, but this is what we're gonna do here. Let's get our thread back. What kind of line do you fish most of the time? Mostly a floating line nowadays, but traditionally, I've been fishing very shallow waters, that's why, but for straight bass, mostly intermediates. Normally an 8 or 9 weight intermediate line. Make sure that it's like a heavy enough line that it'll load your rod properly. Otherwise, you can upline one. Because I don't like working hard. Maybe I just wrap a bunch of lead and we try that instead of the dumb. No, I want to get the dumbbell eye on there. It'd be so much easier if I had this still attached to my bodkin, but whatever. Yeah, intermediate line, and if you're fishing from a boat or you're fishing deeper water, then sink tips or full sinking lines are important. We're just gonna go back one, chat. Just go back one here. Just bite the bullet sometimes, you know what I mean? We gotta put our dumbbell eyes in now before I forget. Instead of like screwing up the whole fly, I'll just go back a step and fix it. And admit I was right the first time, but I was wrong where it counted. I've been fishing a 9 weight intermediate line, but from shore and in sub 10 foot water. Floating seems better. OG striper, moon, and bond road techniques all but demand the floating. Yeah, well, if you're fishing with swinning the fly, or you're dead drifting or things like that, you're looking for more line control, then obviously the floating line's the way to go. Right now I'm fishing with a switch rod and a floating line, just because I broke all my 9-foot rods last year and I've just been fishing the switch rod, and it pretty much does everything I need. I miss an intermediate a lot of times, even in 6, 7, 8 foot of water and less, because the currents get very strong, and I like getting down closer towards the bottom and fishing like a hollow fly where it's not going to drag the bottom. But that's like traditional, that's like standard fly fishing technique. Strip or cast strip if you're trying to do the Striper Moon Ray Bondru technique like we've done with like swinging flies in that one video, which is how I love fishing and how I've been fishing a lot recently because I've been using a floating line, then the floating line's way better because you have the line control to mend and you know, mend upstream or mend downstream to speed it up or vice versa. So yeah, a lot of times you don't need an intermediate when you're sub 10 foot a lot of times. But the versatility of an intermediate where you do lose the opportunity to swing the flies with better control like a floating line up on the surface. You can still somewhat swing flies, but not to the same degree. You can do like a hybrid swing, I like to call it, where it's like swinging and stripping in current. But where you lose that, you also now gain the flexibility of fishing deeper at times. And just when you're doing your traditional stripping technique stuff, which is very effective, you know, very effective, just like swinging flies. So in the past, I would always have a floating rod set up in the truck, and then an intermediate and a sinking. So I had all three setups whenever I needed, when I was like fishing out of my truck, you know what I mean, traveling around with my buddy that day to go fishing. I made sure I had 3 setups usually. It kind of sucks when you go to one spot and you're fishing and you're pretty far away from your car or something, but you know, at least you can go back and switch if it's not working halfway through the tide if you're fishing a long time as well. So, but generally too, you're generally just fishing one rod, and you know, I would generally recommend an intermediate for your just basic general overall fishing, but that's also something that people ask when they're like new. You know, so if you're a little bit more experienced and you're trying to fish in different ways, then, you know, what you can also do with the floating line is you can always just throw on a sink tip type head on there. It's not the same though as having a full intermediate line where the line is like kind of sinking somewhat evenly throughout the line. But you can just keep like a head system or something, you know, where you have sink tips and stuff and throw that on your floating. And now you're able to get down deeper. You know what I mean? If you're fishing and maybe albies show up and you're trying to get down deeper to get them in an inlet. So, but yeah, I've only been fishing floating almost like for the past, other than when I'm on a boat fishing my 11 weight with like really fast sinking line, I've been fishing from shore in 11 weight now for the past like year and a half, because I don't have any nice 9 or 8 weights set up or any lines really, because all my Rios cracked, which round of applause for the Rios. All right. I'm gonna keep tying here. Now we can't really do white on the belly. Also, we forgot. We need to do one more thing we forgot. Pink fluoro fiber. Dude, my like eyebrows freaking out. It's like, that's why I kept feeling to see if there was like a bug there or something. It's like my muscles spazzing out on my eyebrow. I've never felt that. I've never had that happen before. Very odd. All right. Restart our music here. Let's also let's throw a rubber leg in there because we can. Yeah, I mean, Striper Moon and Ray Bondru's Stripers and Streamers is such fantastic books, and it's nice. You can completely switch your style of fishing to that, and you'll be content and happy and fishing great. But it's nice like mixing the both styles. That's like how I fish a lot of times nowadays. It's like using the knowledge and some of the techniques from Kenny Abrams stuff and mixing it with modern fishing and modern equipment, you know, like sinking lines and fast action rods and modern flies, big flies and stuff, vice versa. But yeah, so it's nice. It's definitely important to like learn that sort of stuff, and those books are super valuable when it comes to the information. I have an idea for, you know, topic videos, longer videos. We're gonna probably cover sections in books essentially, but you know, for instance, Lou Tabery's books, ton of information in there, and I'm not going to copy it, but you know, I'm going to use that as a guide to help kind come up with videos for like fishing the shore, fishing this, fishing that, so we can do the same for Kenny Abrams stuff. So because they're like extremely valuable when it comes to becoming a better striper fisherman, in my opinion. Understanding fishing with the currents and the tides, and you don't want your fly ripping across the current, you know, half the time when you're swinging a fly too. So that's why it's nice to have the mending for your floating line to be able to slow it down, to have it swing at the natural speed, you know, you don't have that drag. So what's going on, Neves? How's it going? By the way, I gotta get your I gotta ship you a fly out. I gotta ship those out. We have a couple we gotta ship out. We're pretty much caught up, but I gotta ship a couple out before the next giveaway this Friday. Also, this is gonna be the last one where it's like we're doing one on the marble races on Twitch. So after that, I'm gonna have to figure out how we do a giveaway for YouTube and Twitch at the same time in the chat. So I gotta look into how I do that. Yeah, I'll get to the post office here before the giveaway stream. Ship the yours, and I think one other person is waiting for something. In fact, I'm gonna package that later tonight, so I don't forget. So we're just gonna now extend, and we're gonna try and tie as many ties forward as we can. So I gotta tie them nice and tight and short too. They don't gotta be long material. I think we can fit one more after this from the looks of it. Oh. I mean, we're pretty much right up to the front. I don't know if we can I don't know if we can fit one more. Let's try it. We're like right up to the hook eye almost. I'm trying to build that mouth on the fluke essentially with this material. We gotta go right up to the hook eye. I think we're out. We're good. It's enough ties. Where's our eye? Our eyes are gonna sit like back here somewhere. That should be alright. Looks fine to me. Yeah, it's easy for me to fall behind, and like, next thing you know, it's like a month or two and people are waiting. And God forbid we have a envelope goes missing in the mail sort of situation, which happens out of every like 20 envelopes I send, one like never shows up or something, and we gotta deal with it. All right, we got some rubber legs in there. Let's see how she looks. And if you guys haven't, go check out the new summertime striper fly video, which is out. Just came out earlier today, so give it a like, comment on it for the algorithm so it shares it with some folks. And we're gonna get back to making some pretty lengthy videos. So I'm gonna try and pump them out, but they do take a little time. But we're gonna up the quality and the like, you know, and the amount of like longer videos that we make, because those seem to help people out a lot, just like the educational stuff when it comes to fly tying and fishing that we make, as opposed to just straight up like tying videos, you know, which are always good too, but making a video discussing about materials, for instance, can be far more valuable for some folks. All right, not cutting the rubber legs is the biggest thing, so we got to take these. And I did have a clip, but I like moved it. Oh, I still have it here. I did move it off to the side. Okay, good. Very good, very good. Okay. We're gonna pull the rubber legs off to the side so we don't cut them by accident. And then take this last two. It's kind of tricky because the slinky fiber wants to catch it, but we can clip it now like this. See, I'm trying not to catch. I have some slinky fiber in there, but whatever. We'll just deal with it when it's done. It's not a ton of it. You don't want to have a ton of material in there, though. Come on. There we go. Just clip it while we trim. That gives us like a little handle, too. Gonna work off by taking some off the top, some height. Not too much though. See if we can trim some of the belly here. Oh, here we go. That'll probably help. We're just going to kind of lightly taper it using our scissors without taking too much off. Just kind of working my scissors in there like so. Take a look at the top, see what it looks like. Working against the grain like we're doing now is a little tricky because you got to be careful. You can really cut too much off, so I'm angling my scissors away. Still got our rubber legs isolated. All right. Unfortunately, though, we have some like material off to the sides here. It'd be nice to trim. Whatever, it's fine. We'll get to it. We'll do a basic kind of profile shape here. Keep it nice and wide. Let's take this off. Just kind of pull on all the material here. Move the legs off to the side. Let's work on the belly. I'm going to take some of this belly material off so it'll actually turn over properly. It's looking half decent. Maybe take a little bit of material under here off, so it sits a little bit more flush. All right, we're working with something here. Just kind of spread it around. I'm trying to see where it's all sitting at, you know. Start working on the profile some more. Just pull the legs with my hands if I need to. Make sure the rubber legs aren't in the way though, so I don't cut them by accident. can also start tapering the edges so it thins out on the sides. That's kind of important. All right, we pretty much got it. Maybe just slightly a little bit more, fix it up. That's it right there. That is it right there. Let's throw some Sharpie dots on it and then we can put some eyes on it. What's going on, Barfy? How's it going? Yeah, we've been streaming. We got a new video out as well. A new summertime striper fly video. Be sure to check it out. But I hope you've been well. Appreciate you tuning in. Now, is it going to be thicker on one side than the other? Yeah, that one's pretty even, I guess. Going a little bit wider on this one, but we might trim it some more after the eyes. Did we truck that earlier? I guess we did, eh? Need something to write on here. Oh, those were yep, I forgot. Original PlayStation games that I had written down. Oh, we're gonna have to trim the rubber legs too, so where they're just a little bit longer. I don't want them to be like super long. Even though if we want it to be half crab, half fluke, you know. But I don't want them to be like too dominant. Yeah, legs will add some action. I'm gonna trim them down ever so slightly, but not, you know, not too much. But I have a vision. Prototyping. And we've only streamed for 2 hours so far, so we're gonna have to tie another one of these things. Otherwise, Keith will get upset. So we're gonna have to tie another one. See if we can improve it again. What else can we add to this thing or do to give it a little bit more, to flukify it? So let me see here. I want to split these legs down the middle. Oh, here we go. Okay. I want them to be like this. This one could be a little bit longer. So it's kind of like that, just like that, you know what I mean? That might be too short, who knows? Maybe we'll tie another one so we can always adjust as we go. Can always make it slightly longer on the other side. Kind of like so. Kind of interesting. Yo, Gary Bonesteel, thank you for the subscription. I'm assuming over on YouTube. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Let me refresh my Twitch browser as well. We gotta put some eyes on it though. When are we gonna revisit the mystery flies where you roll the dice? We'll do that soon. Roll your own fly? Yeah, we'll do that soon. I usually do it when I'm like going fishing. I haven't been fishing. I'm finally getting back to going fishing, so I got to go out. I got to try and get my truck. I got to get it inspected, get it back on the road so I can go out, drive and go fishing all the time. Yeah, roll your own fly is a perfect thing to do there during the summer when the fishing's, you know, already kind of not the super crazy, because we get to experiment and do wacky stuff. Because believe me, if as long as it's got somewhat of the right profile, it's gonna catch fish if you put it in the right spot. You know what I mean? That's how she goes. All right, let's put some eyes on there. Put some eyes on there. I think we have to refine it, though. We have to maybe make it a little bit more conventional, because I think people were turned off a little when I'm like V-tine feather marabous. But I don't know. Maybe we'll do it. Who knows? I mean, it's all really how I decide to apply it as well. So I could just choose to be a little bit more realistic in how it probably should be tied. But really what we're going to do is we're going to have a lot more like educational stuff, like how to fish beaches with the fly rod, how to fish coves, you know, or open bays, how to fish sandbars, you know, how to swing flies over structure or something, you know. There's all sorts of topics we can cover. So I think that's really where not only they get the most views because people are really, I mean, that's what they enjoy. But it's also like, you know, great videos to have on the channel. We're going to keep making tying tutorials and stuff, and then we have videos talking about fly tying materials, fly tying techniques, things like that, to where it's like it can apply to many flies that you learn over time as opposed to just one fly that you'll learn in a video. But we got fun stuff we'll do, of course. But I got to get back in the groove, man. We're going to start start pumping out videos essentially. So we finally got one out. Make sure you guys go watch it, give it a likes, and comment on it so YouTube will actually show it to folks. Doing all right, but could do a little better. I mean, that looks pretty good like that, honestly, dude. The winged fluke. And we got a little pink and a little orange for the gills sort of area. Because orange, I'm telling you, there's something special about orange. I'm convinced. There's some juju. It's one of the colors that sticks out at a depth as well. So we just got to put some liquid fusion on there. I guess we'll do liquid fusioning at the end of the stream because we got to let everything dry. So this one's dry now. We could apply it here. Dry enough, at least. Normally I'd wait 24 hours, but it's good enough. Yeah, this one looks a little better. So look, what I did is I applied less material to it, so it was easier to trim, and it's going to sink a little easier. And the rubber legs, you know, kind of just give it a little something. Shout out to Crag Roll for the recommendation. So we'll tie another one, but we got to do something else to it. What else can we do to it? What else can we do to it? I'm going to try a different rubber leg, I think. What if we take a piece of chenille? I have an idea. We'll see. We're going to try something. I have an idea. Now we're getting funky. And I'm about to take a break here. I'm going to go wash my hands because I got lead all over them and stuff as usual. Go grab a drink. A regular seltzer. Because we're going to make sure we go over 3 hours tonight for Keith. Otherwise he'll get mad. I wonder if Keith still watches the channel. We love you, Keith. So what we're going to do is do a strong arm tail off the back. What do you think about that? It's going to be something like this. It's the tricky part here. Check this out. You ready, chat? Are you ready? It's called the Strong Arm. And that's how you make your own crab claws that you would generally spend a bunch of money on. You can also do it with like EP fiber and then silicone the ends. But the idea is we're going to take this and tie this kind of down the middle, and then probably what we'll do is we'll liquid fusion so that the it kind of stiffens up a little bit too, so it's not fouling on us. But that'll be our addition. That'll be our crab tail / fluke tail off the back. There we go. That's the next step, the evolution of the Crook fly. Trademarked, not, but will be eventually, and 5% goes to Frosty as we described. Hit me up, Umpqua. We're even using the Umpqua hooks. You know what I mean? We just gotta hide the dumbbell eyes a little better. Maybe with just regular black lead dumbbell eyes or something. And we'll keep doing the rubber legs, but let's change it up. Let's do something different. You know, speaking of orange, orange looks good. Let's try these out. These are like round rubber legs. And they're black and orange barred. That looks kind of cool. Alright, we're going to take a quick little break here. Real quick one. I'm just going to play our away video. Not the Albie one. Separate one. And I'll be back in just a second, chat. I'm going to wash the lead off my hands, alright? Be back in a sec. And we're back. See, that's weird. On that scene, I don't need to shut off my music. Have you made any flexo crabs? The claws and legs use the same method with the chenille? Yeah, yeah. In the, here, I'll post it right now. Hold on. Excuse me. We just put out a video today showing the flexo crabs. We tied some on stream. Here, check this out if you haven't, chat. Pull it up in another tab or something. Watch it at the end of the stream. This is our new video, just came out today. Alright, that's on YouTube. My bad. I'd have to pull it up on whatever. Alright. Where's our music? Wrong channel. That's where. Okay. Let's keep tying, shall we? It's getting a little hot in here. Whew. We're going to ride it out. I'm going to pop the AC on after the stream. Cool it down a little bit down in here. Go sit outside, actually. It's nice and cool. Yeah, this method comes from, it's something called the, I think the Stronarm is where I learned it. The Stronarm merkin crab, it's called. Very popular for bonefish and permit. Dave Skoke ties them. I don't know who came up with it. I don't think Dave Skoke did. I think someone else did. But somebody probably did it before. I don't know. But we've tied a couple flexos on stream. I haven't fished them as much. My buddy likes fishing them. I like fishing more like EP or, you know, making crab bodies like a traditional yarn one, like a merkin, those style of crabs. Or the crab bodies where it's got the felt crab bodies is what I'll use. I'm looking for a way to make my own felt crab bodies because EP doesn't really sell the ones I like anymore. Okay. So we need this. Maybe this goes first, then the white hair flows around it. That's probably the best thing to do. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Have you fished the flexo a lot? You like it? There was a fly that Glenn Mickelson tied with acrylic glue. I need to figure out how to do it so I can document it for the channel, but the acrylic glue flies Glenn Mickelson used to sell here on Long Island are some of my favorite crab flies of all time. I just don't know how to make them. Some sort of hot acrylic glue he was using. Still don't know how. I need to figure it out. Kind of veil it slightly. And let's just go ahead and do it now. We'll hit it with some... Oh, we gotta do our tan up top. What sort of crab flies do you like fishing, chat? Whether you're striper fishing, bone fishing, red fishing. What's your favorite crab flies? This kind of looks better than the 2 silly legs off the back too. Probably should have done like 4 silly legs off the back on the last one. Now what we can do is a little bit of liquid fusion to stiffen this whole tail section up. I use them for tusk fish and triple tail. They're great fish to catch. Oh, I know the triple tail. Yeah, very cool. I don't know about tusk fish, though. I've never heard of a tusk fish. Let's look it up. That's a new one for me. Ah, interesting. They almost look like a parrotfish. Interesting. Call them blue bones. Very cool. Live in rocky areas, and triple tails sit at the top of the water around flowing mangroves. Yeah, we have triple tails and what's the other fish? Is there another one, or is it the triple tails everyone goes crazy for down south? There's another fish that sits around floating debris, which you'll find out in right outside the inlets or in the ocean or in the bays. I forgot the name. Might be to the triple tails, but one of the best eaten after coral trout. Coral trout are cool. All right. Just a little bit of liquid fusion here to stiffen this area up. So it doesn't foul as easy. That's all. Okay. Now we keep moving forward with some V-ties and some rubber legs. We gotta remember rubber legs. Make this one slightly shorter. Oh, we gotta do lead wire. My bad. God damn it. I gotta keep washing my hands after every time we tie. I'm just very conscious about lead wire and try not to like be tying with lead and then touch my food, or I'm rolling cigarettes or like eating touching my drink, because the less exposure to the lead, the better. That's what I found, especially when I'm working with it. I recommend doing the same. It's good to be somewhat, it's good to be making sure you're not consuming lead somehow. Highly recommended, in fact, to wash your hands. But you can work for a while with it. It's not like you can absorb it through your skin, but either ways, I like to bring it up. Don't be tying with lead and then eating like snacks, is all I'm saying. Happens to the best of us. Do our V-ties. Let's get it. Let's get it. Need a little bit, some hair that's slightly shorter. That'd be nice, like this. Just a little bit more. And the V-tie is very simple. Fold it back. You know the routine. Make sure it's kind of evenly sitting. We'll put some rubber legs on there. Do you guys like it zoomed out? You like it zoomed in? How you guys like watching your fly tying, huh? It's probably long enough in all reality. In all reality, it's probably long enough. We tie it on the sides like so. Nice and easy. Running low on the brown material. Had a good chunk of it. Burned through it. Keep it nice and sparse, you know what I mean? Don't need a ton of material. We just need a ton of ties and spread them out, or keep the length long enough so it's we can trim it. Now we can start shortening down the top and bottom slightly, at least. You know what? I guess let's just load up on the legs, dude. We'll do 4 instead of 3 on the sides. Something like that. Looks about half to me. Alright, we're looking good. Now we can start shortening it down. If I have to, I'll just cut the material in half, which looks like I may have to. It's too long. Don't want to waste it because we're just going to end up trimming it. And we should also be mixing it with some tan. What am I doing? I completely forgot. And when I zoom out, at least you get to see everything. It's the nice part. See me blending. Sometimes I get a little too zoomed in with the zoom on the camera. Yeah, it's a fun fly. It's good. We got a couple backups here. I'm gonna take these, go fishing. Probably start fishing them now, even though I think we want to wait till like really the prime time is like probably late July or like first, second week of August when these small flukes start moving around as much. But they are around. They're probably just smaller, I think, right now than this size. At the moment, at least. I do believe. We do another tie before we do the rubber legs here. I think we want to do the dumbbell eye now, right? No, we got one more. We'll just keep it limited on the thread wrapping so we don't run out of room here. Tricky. I got to remember how many ties I do before the dumbbell eye so I don't run out of room. Let's try and keep the thread wrapping to a minimum here so it's easier to work with or work around. Let's do the eye now. We could do the dumbbell eye and stuff after, so it's way easier to work with. Yeah, it's way easier. We can always wrap the stuff behind it. Probably end up squeaking one more tie in there. First off, rubber leg. Let's see, is there a short one I can use? Semi-short at least. So I don't have to use a full-size one. I want to kind of keep it like half distance on each side, or split down the middle. Okay. Cooking something up. A little bit more white. Don't want to go too crazy. I do want to add the fluoro fiber as well. Okay. Let's see, I think I dumped this fluoro fiber here. Can I just use it? Let's cut a little bit more, I guess. Don't really need a bunch of it, man. It's super strong. Just a little bit there on the throat. A little dab will do ya. Move forward, and then we do our olive or dark ties here. We want the hair to be much shorter so I can cut this stuff that's too long. Some of the stuff is still too long. Let's move that off to the side. Now we just essentially keep tying these. I still ended up with 3 legs on the side. I guess it was destiny to stay at 3. It was destiny. Still a little on. I think I can cut this even in half. Oh yeah, especially with how much we're trimming it. It's totally fine. Looking good. You add in the big claw at the end. We got it right here. It's tied on already. You just can't see it. It's sticking all the way off the back, kind of like a strong arm. That's why I was bringing it up. The strong arm has that felt arm sticking off the back of the crab fly. It's kind of a unique thing. And the whole idea is it kind of also sits like this, you know what I mean? But this we're doing it kind of... It might still do that here, I don't know. That's all right, it's kind of hard to see with how zoomed out we were. All right, that's looking good. Kind of like move it around a look, and we're gonna trim it here in a sec. Clean up the desk, get some of this excess hair. It's kind of trimmings we don't need. All right, let's brush it. Yeah, we kind of veiled it in Slinky fiber and then hit it with, because we're going to trim it. We veiled it slightly and then hit it with the liquid fusion so it stiffens the whole thing so the strong arm thing isn't going to foul on us. Let's work on the bottom first. And then we could pull the legs down. Well, okay, yeah, let's do it. Just thin it out a little, okay. So now, just make sure we pull the rubber legs down a little bit and we should be all right. Your video in-depth guide to synthetics was so good. More like that. Yep, that's what we're doing. We're going to do one on natural hairs. We're going to do one on feathers. We'll do one on body materials like rubber legs, felt. And we're going to do a bunch of fishing videos, like talking, videos, discussion videos talking about like in-depth stuff on how to fly fish certain structure and areas and tides and There's videos for techniques we're gonna do. I gotta figure out a whole bunch of stuff. We're also gonna do videos where we, like, from Fly Tires Dungeon, order one of their $50 boxes where you get a bunch of materials, like a crazy amount, or like try out materials from like other places and stuff, compare stuff. We could do all sorts of stuff, so that's the idea. Got to get back into the groove of making them. Those do take a lot of time though, so they're not as easy to pump out as fly time videos, which is what I usually do, but it usually is worth the hard work because people really seem to enjoy them. So like a video like that takes like, I can make like 3 fly time videos the amount of time it takes to edit those and film, but it seems like those are more worth my time and your guys' time. So we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna do all sorts of stuff, but those are, I do enjoy making those, so we're gonna make more for sure. Sort of video too that's gonna, like, you can watch that 30-40 years from now. Same thing with the fly time videos, but people are gonna be watching that one probably for a while, hopefully, at least until YouTube declares that my channel is dead and stops recommending it to people. But I don't think we've gotten there yet. The dreaded, you've made a bunch, been on YouTube forever, and something happens, your channel dies. It happens to people all the time. I have no idea why, but just gonna clean it up now a little bit. Go against the grain so we can get a little bit more material off if we need to. And just thin it down. Don't want to go too crazy. Got some hair around the rubber legs we're working with. And I want to thin some of the hair down around the strong arms so it kind of is the star of the tail. There we go. Okay, we're looking good. Looking good. Let's trim the legs slightly. I'm just going to angle it like that. Boom, there you go. From front to back, or yeah, front to back's the best probably. It's hard because I'm like a lefty, so it's hard to do. Right, here we go. There we go. Oh, and you can't see. Let's see. There we go. Oh yeah, videos like that are great for the channel as well. They usually get you a ton of new eyes on the channel as well. Look, I can't complain. I haven't made videos for 2 months, and we've, you know, been gaining like 150 subscribers a month. So I have so many videos though that there's so much. I have like 100 plus fly time videos or more of different types of videos. So it, like, we have a ton of stuff, you know, but we just got to get back to it. I was just so busy. 2 months of roosterfish tying really fucked me up with my YouTube schedule, so we're getting back to it. And that's the hard thing. It seems like people get information overload, or just like overload. They have too much material. They don't even know what to do with half of it. Biggest thing I find with people that are brand new, the thing they struggle with is their thread wrapping is too sloppy, so they end up with, they're like, why does it look like this? And I get this big, you know, beak at the end and whatever. The other thing is also too much material. They're using way too much material and the raw materials in different ways. So they're like, the fly's not even gonna sink when you cast it. It's just gonna float, you know. Those seem to be the biggest things that beginners usually ask me about. But then, of course, like, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? Is usually not too far off. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to swim these and test them out. This one's sick. This is really the crook fly, by the way. This is the crook fly with the rubber legs and the strong arm tail. That kind of looks like a fluke tail at the end ish. I almost forgot we got to add spots. Fluke camouflage. It's called the crook. The crab fluke fly. Shout out Frosty. We got to get Frosty, get on the trademark. Okay. Frosty's my fly tying manager. He's not, I just made that up. That's a cool term though. Alright, let's glue some eyes on here. Let's do it. And then we're gonna take a look at the Discord, and then I'm gonna go sit outside and cool down. We're gonna hit that sweet 3-hour spot, and we're not gonna get a comment from Keith. Love it. Maybe we'll get a good comment from Keith. Alright, use some E6000. Very nice. If anyone goes fishing this weekend, I hope you guys go catch something, dude. I gotta get out there too. I might try and get out at some point. I'm gonna try and fish from shore out because, you know, I'm starting to try and get more B-roll footage. I would like to do a huge video on summertime striper fishing because we did a spring one. That's one of the most popular videos we've done on the channel. In-depth guide to spring striper fishing. Did very well. And it's one of my, I say it's probably one of the best videos I've made on YouTube. On either of my YouTube channels. A lot of time went into that one. So I'd like to make more of those. I need more B-roll footage. It means I gotta go out and do some fishing, man. It sucks, like the fishing's been terrible. Like I've not caught a straight bass this year at all, so just to let you know. We've fished cinderworm hatches, fished the back bay a ton, and then I got slammed with roosterfish orders. So, but yeah, like the fishing in my area in particular in the back bays is just like, man, the past couple of years it went super downhill, you know. I mean, technically billfish, they're technically can be billfish, but you got to go like 100-something miles offshore or something. But not fly fishing for them generally. That's something you do in like Costa Rica. You do in areas closer to the equator, honestly. Or like out in the Florida Keys, maybe you can maybe do it or something. But off Long Island, there you go. It's about 60, 70 miles, I think it is, to the Hudson Canyon. Where it's the canyon that runs out of the Hudson River. If you look at a geological map, it's this huge, deep canyon, very deep, deep water. And where the shelf drops off. And that's where you get the like blue water, where it goes to like, you know, 1600 foot depths and stuff. So you'll get swordfish and like bluefins, and you get that what do you call it, you get the Gulf Stream that comes up from the south, and that brings up tuna, wahoo, you know, all that stuff. But when it comes to like fly fishing for billfish, that's the sort of thing that you got to go somewhere way further south than New York, unfortunately. They fly fish for tuna and stuff like that, you know, but it's a big trip. We're talking like, you know, like first off, the boats generally have like 600 horsepower. They're probably burning like $500-600 in gas or $1,000 for the day, and they go out to the canyon, which is super, super deep, far off. I'll show you real quick. This is the Hudson Canyon right here. Let me see. So you can see we're somewhere around here, right? There's New Jersey Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, they go all the way out here to this area right here, and it's this canyon that runs out. It kind of runs like this, but this is where it's super deep, and this is where this shelf, continental shelf, kind of drops off and meets the Atlantic. But you get this, like, there's this canyon that runs all the way. It's probably like an ancient river or something like that used to run from the Hudson. Probably from, this was like before the like floods or something. I don't know, who the hell knows, man. This shit goes far out. But this is like where Atlantis probably was or some shit. Who knows? But what do you call it? This is where you also get this cross current. So you get the waters from here meeting like the deeper waters, the offshore currents, and you get that mix of the blue water and that green water and stuff. And that's where all the like plankton and the bait is. And that's when you get the small bait fish, and then you get the tuna, and then you get the billfish and the sharks and everything. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you got sailfish as close as one, what do you call it, 1 mile or something? Yeah. We'll get thresher sharks. We'll get bluefin tuna really close to shore nowadays, but they're way too big to get on a fly rod. They're like 500 pounds. It's ridiculous. But we're seeing them off the beach like every year now. Like they're always one fish, but you'll see one fish at least every day. Sometimes more, you know. And they're eating bunker. We didn't see any bunker when we were out there though the other day. So, or we saw like one small school of bunker, which was not ideal, to say the least. But I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I'm gonna get out, try and do some more fishing. Hopefully, we'll catch some fish. I know my summertime spot's pretty good. We just gotta travel. No more fishing the back base close to home. The water's too hot, and there's too much algae from all the Scott's lawn care. So we must move to more fertile grounds, unfortunately. All right. Let's take a look at the Discord chat. Oh, there we go. We got our fluke flies. I'm happy with them. Let's take a look. We got to put some liquid fusion. I'll do that tomorrow. You know the idea, though. All I do is take a little liquid fusion, coat the eyes. That's all. Let's take a look at this one, though. Check it out. Check it out. This is my favorite one so far of the night. Might need to end up trimming these legs, like this leg ever so slightly. Let's do it. Like that. I kind of like that, to where it's like tapered a little bit. There we go. And we got our strong arm tail off the back, which would, if you want to get fancy, you do this. Hit it with a little yellow or something. I guess orange would be the best. I should have a bright orange. Pink would also probably work. Or like red or something. There we go. The crook fly, baby. Check it out. The crook fly. Skirt. I gotta say, that is something interesting, is combining a fluke fly with the crab stuff. The shout out to Cragger Roll for the recommendation on the legs. Frosty for the name. And I had the idea of putting the strong arm in there. And obviously I kind of went with this is a fly that I've tied for a while. It's based off Mark Sadati's bucktail version fluke. Just not with V-ties, but the whole shape and profile is what. And then I started doing them with synthetics a long time ago when I was a kid. So it's pretty interesting, though. I like this. I think it's unique, too. I don't know if anyone's done a fluke crab fly either. So this is something where I think it's unique enough to where I'm going to name it the crook fly. And there we go. It'll probably cover your bases for the most part for both crab and fluke. Juvenile fluke. I love it. I'm going to take that and go fishing. If we end up slamming fish with that, I'm going to sell those on Anglers Marketplace. So don't worry. I have to set some stuff up. I still have kinky muddlers. I have a bunch of kinky muddler tails I want to finish. I'm going to put a bunch of flies up on Anglers Marketplace. If you guys want to support the stream by actually physically getting something, you can get some flies from me, for instance. So, all right. Let's take a look at the Discord. And I have a lot of folks that ask me that I always want to buy like a couple flies here and there. It's easier to have something like that than a custom order for that. Let's take a look at the Discord, shall we? Well, Chad, I hope you, we're going to wrap things up and take a look at the Discord here, but I hope you guys enjoyed the, what do you call it? The fluke flies. Check this out. We filmed this yesterday, by the way, real quick. This is our miniature game we did. 3,000 points, my U.S. versus the Axis. The Weird Wars Germans. Look at all my cool American mechs I got. Trying to kill this stupid zombie guy. Let's take a look. What do we got here? Zeke, yeah, we saw this last time. So here we go. Bamboozled went out. Caught a beautiful walleye. Check that out, man. Look at the colors on it. The yellow and stuff. On a Game Changer. Using a Rio fish clip, by the way. Check that out. With a wire leader for pike. Or pickerel. And there we go. We got a pike. Nice fish. Beautiful fish. And Craggerroll finally back at it, dude. Doing some fishing. Beautiful looking brown trout. Little nymph in its mouth. Hell yeah. Man, I miss trout fishing. Trout fishing's fun. Little bluegill or sunfish. Looks like, or pumpkin seed. Looks like a pumpkin seed. Trout sitting right in the shallows. Is that the one you released? They always go and like sit in the current somewhere. You know what I mean? And then, okay, we caught this last time. This is what I'm talking about. This is the Christmas box that you get from, which they don't have it at the moment, but from Fly Tires Dungeon. We're going to buy a box like this, though. It's like $50, and you get all this stuff. So I'm excited to do that and make a video out of it, see what we can tie with it. This is Calvin's flies. Beautiful stuff, dude. Look at it. Calvin, you've been killing it with the bucktail, man. Look at the hollow. Big, big hollow. I don't think it's a beast, right? Oh, it is a beast. Was a beast. Very nice. Hell yeah, dude. Very nice. Sick. I gotta find my nice bucktail I bought from Buzzy. I stashed it away, and oh, these are... I like these a lot. Benbacks. Beautiful benbacks, by the way. And tied beautifully. They look absolutely fantastic. Yeah, right on the money, man. Right on the money. I gotta tie me some benbacks. We're gonna do that next week. Those look great. I gotta get some hooks too. Very nice. Is that squimpish hair? It's kind of hard to tell. I don't think so. Might be though. Either way, looks sick, dude. Hell yeah. All right, there we go, chat. Awesome. You guys killed it, man. Great stuff as always. Great flies. And we got our little fluke flies here. Screw. Looking nice. This camera's getting hot, so we're going to shut her down. All right, chat. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you folks have an awesome night. And if you end up going fishing, have a great weekend. And we'll see you next Friday for some more, for some more fly tying. We may do some random streams here and there. I've been streaming... I'm trying to do a couple more streams on my Mike Rhodes Dice chat because we're working on some big projects. But no matter what, we're going to start pumping out some videos. So I'm going to try and do it weekly. We'll see. Some of these videos are going to take a while and be quite long and stuff. But that means we can always fill some time in with some fly tying videos. But I got to get back into the groove, and we're going to start having a bunch of content here on YouTube. And we're going to make sure we keep doing... We're gonna do some fishing streams as well for Twitch and YouTube, so we gotta do that as well. So glad you could watch the stream, and you can't and not always watching the VODs. Well, thank you for watching the VODs. I do appreciate it, Barfy. And but we're glad to have you here tonight. Is Squimpish? Okay, it was Squimpish. I couldn't tell. Okay, very cool. Yep, hollow. Yeah, very nice. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. Come fly with me, or AKA Calvin. Appreciate it, dude. Thanks for sharing flies as always. Barfy, Neves. Gene, have an awesome night, dude. Appreciate it. And anyone watching over on Twitch, you folks, thank you so much. Again, Frosty was tuning in, and we had Craggerroll and everybody. So chat, you take it easy. You have an awesome night. I'm going to go cool down outside and get back to editing the next battle reports. So if you haven't, though, go check out Li Flies Mike, YouTube. Most recent video, it should be right at the top for you guys when you click on my page or whatever. But essential early summertime flies. Go give it a like. Go comment on it for the algorithm. Otherwise, it's going to say nobody wants to watch it, and then it'll get like 200 views. And it took me a day or 2 days to do. All right, chat. Well, thank you so much. You folks have an awesome night. Round of applause. Jay, thanks so much for hanging out, dude. What do you call it? We'll be back soon, and we'll be tying more flies. So, all right, chat. You take it easy.